I'm gonna mute everyone. If anyone needs to unmute themselves, they can do so. I'm just letting people in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Letting people in. We have a full house today. We have a very exciting training. For those of you that have not participated in a training with Ms. Connie Nieto, you're gonna be in for a treat. If you don't know who she is one of the top professional trainers at the Miami Association of Realtors, an absolute star. I have a really funny story with Ms. Connie Nieto, which was that when I joined the association, she was hilarious and very kind and very nice, and I really liked her training, and so I started going to more trainings. And I basically had taken the Matrix 101. I think some of you have heard the story like 5 times. And Connie was, starting to tease me. She was like, okay, Memo, you sit in the front. If I need to go to the bathroom, Memo can give the class. I really just enjoy her style of training. She is very knowledgeable. This is a huge perk that the Miami Association provides for us. The fact that we are chosen or permitted to have her as one of our trainers on our scope. I'm just muting people as we go because it gets a little bit crazy here. Guys, before we get started, as we go in and let people in, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. As you guys know, I like to share what's going on with London Foster little by little with you guys. We have a couple of really exciting things coming up, which unfortunately I can't do yet. But I do want to go over some things of our back office and share it with you guys. In the meantime, I have made Ms. Connie Nieto a co-host, so I'm going to introduce her in a few minutes. I want to thank everybody. Well, only Enrique is sharing his screen. God, man, what's going on with you guys? I showered. I appreciate those of you that are here. And like I said, we have a full house. We have like 80 people RSVP. There we go, Miss Tori. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Carlos, you're there, but you're blurry. So I don't know what's going on with your camera. But we do appreciate you guys coming in and sharing. There we go, Lau. Thank you. So it's just a very good opportunity for us to grow as agents, learn, have camaraderie. It's a great opportunity. So I just really, really, really appreciate it. Real quick, I'm going to go over a couple things. First of all, I'm going to go over some of the training schedule. We have a pretty dense training schedule for the next few months. Ms. Connie wonderfully is going to be giving a training today on branding and branding yourself on social media. Guys, as I always tell you, I love people that take notes. You don't have to. We're recording all of these trainings. All of these trainings will be available to you at londonfoster.net, our back office. So in the meantime, guys, I just want to share my screen real quick. For those of you who are not London Foster agents, I invite you to visit our website. It is www.joinlondonfoster.com. There's a great little video where you get to meet our broker and owner of the firm. You can request a phone call here. You can attend a recruiting seminar. We call it the London Foster 101. It is a great opportunity to find out about London Foster, what our mission statement is, what we're looking to do with agents, and compensation, marketing, education, all the fun stuff that we provide for agents. So I highly recommend that you visit this section. And then last but not least, here's a section where you join, but I will go over that also. I also want to remind you guys there's a great FAQ, frequently asked questions section, which is just a great opportunity for you if if you're one of those people that likes to read, read for questions and answers regarding London Foster. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys to the back office real quick. I want to show you the training calendar. Like I said, we have a pretty dense training calendar. We're doing a training every single Wednesday. So today, as you can see, we have the lovely Ms. Connie Nieto, and she will be doing our branding on social media training. The next training coming up is only about Instagram, setting it up, growing it, what the world is like in real estate for Instagram. The next training we have is with the amazing Neil Oates. If you guys don't know who he is the guy with the bow tie. So by all means, make sure, there we go. Make sure that you check that out, that you register for it. And let me get this thing out of my way. And it's amazing. The next one is going to be about IDX website. We have a plan with the IDX website through Playster. So it's all going to be about setting it up, how we set it up, what the benefits are, etc. PRMI is going to be giving a training. We have not gotten their subject yet, but they give a training once every few months, so they're going to be doing that. Daniel will be doing next month a training on EDDM, which many of you don't know what that is. That's every door direct mailers. That's when you want to do mailers, not only for a zip code, but more like a section of a zip code and what the benefits are there. And then last but not least, in the second week of April, definitely not least, in the second week of April, we are going to be having Miss Nanette Jackson, who is going to be giving a training on contracts and forms. I believe this time she is doing one on rentals. We have the FAR training for form simplicity, and then we have a application training, which I believe is Connie again. Guys, bear with me just one second. This thing, yeah, it's the next training with Connie. Connie, do you remember what that training is on?
I do not, Memo.
I'll put you on the spot. I'll find out. But either way, we're going to be updating this. As you see, we try to update it 6 weeks in advance, simply because of the fact that things change. Guys, I want to remind you guys of a couple of things. First of all, I've gotten a lot of questions regarding deposits. Guys, deposits are super easy with London Foster. If you have access to any Wells Fargo in the continental United States, Hawaii, or Alaska, all you have to do is go into My Deals, deposit instructions, watch this amazing video where Bobby takes 10 minutes to show you how to make a deposit, or you can read the instructions. Super easy. I just want to go over it really quick. Make sure you write the client's name and property on the memo section. Take a picture of whatever it is you are depositing. Guys, remember, we are not authorized in any way, shape, or form to ever take cash. It has very little to do with tracing. Everybody's like, oh no, because you can't track it. That's part of it. But the real reason is, as realtors, we are not licensed to touch cash. Number 3, you must deposit into the Wells Fargo account. We have 2. Escrow goes into escrow, commission goes into commission. You need to take a picture of whatever it is you are depositing. In other words, take a picture of the receipt once you have made the deposit. Next thing you're gonna do is gonna fill out the paperwork. If it's an escrow that you have made, you must request an escrow letter. If it is a commission that you are doing, you must request a commission. This is how the accounting department correlates it. And then last but not least, just fill out the forms. We also have this great little perk here, which is that you can go in here, type in your client's name, and send them the instructions directly from London Foster. So basically, you will never have to compromise yourself and send things that you don't want to, okay? So let me see if this works. No, it's not going to. But anyways, it sends you a confirmation, so it's a little perk for you to do it that way. Let me get back into where I was. I also want to remind you guys about Office Manager Escrow Deposit Card. I've been getting a lot of agents complaining they don't quite understand what this is. Guys, it's an ATM card. It's an ATM card that's tied only and exclusively directly only to escrow. It does not work to deposit your commissions. It clearly states it here. We are not in a position to send out 2 cards. It would be more confusing. So it's more important for us to make it easy for you to make an escrow deposit. All you have to do is fill out this form. Once you fill out this form, it takes around 3 weeks now. It was taking 10 days. I guess with COVID, they're understaffed too. So it's taking like 3 weeks. So don't call me and tell me, oh, Memo, it hasn't come. There's nothing we can do. What we do is we place the order to the bank and the bank directly sends it to you. So the last one that was here it took almost 3 weeks, like 20 days. So just understand that this is just the bank's issue. Fill it out, get it as soon as possible. Once you have that ATM card, you are able to make escrow deposits at the ATM. You never even have to go inside the bank. So it's a great little benefit. And then last but not least, I just want to reiterate that in the education section at the bottom of the page, we will always have the trainings. We will have all the trainings. Sorry, my screen doesn't let me. But you can go all the way down and you'll be able to watch. Does it go there? No, it doesn't. You get to go, we record all the trainings. So Daniel edits it and you're going to be able to watch it at your leisure, including this one. Usually it takes like 7 days for him to get a, I don't know what this stuff is, for him to get up on it. So it should be great. Okay. Let me stop sharing real quick and let me just double check. Just want to see who's in here. I don't know if Daniel was able to come back. Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to see if Daniel was able to get back. Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming in again. If you haven't figured out who I am, my name is Memo Valverde. I'm a realtor just like you guys. I do head up the recruiting department, and I also head up the education department. I am incredibly pleased to introduce you guys to Miss Connie Nieto. Let me unmute Connie Nieto. Connie Nieto is one of the many pro trainers that we have at the Miami Association. I don't need to do an infomercial for them. I think if you've been a realtor anywhere outside of Miami, you know the value that is our association. We are one of the strongest associations in the country. I would sometimes debate whether we're not the strongest in regards to education, in regards to marketing into applications. I was actually talking to someone the other day who was from California, and we were sharing back and forth our screens. You have no idea how bad they have it. So Connie, before you get started, I think it would be a great idea for you to talk about platinum, because I know that I love it so much, and everybody, you know, when it's coming up, it's such a great idea to save yourself some money, pay a little bit more with platinum, and get your Form Simplicity signing and everything else. And again, Connie, I just want to thank you on behalf of Daniel Black, the marketing director, myself, and obviously Bobby Mahalati, who is the owner and principal of our firm. It is a huge benefit for us to have someone of your caliber giving us a training exclusively to London Foster, and we are very, very grateful.
It's a pleasure to be with you always, especially this morning. You had asked me to provide some information on Miami Platinum Plus. It is an additional subscription. Along with your membership, you can subscribe at any time. It doesn't have to go in conjunction with your membership renewal. It is a subscription that includes about $1,800 worth of services for $179 a year. It does include the unlimited e-sign and unlimited document storage for Form Simplicity. It gives you access to Top CMA to create beautiful PDF presentations, right? Access to the second MLS. Miami actually has 3 MLSs. We have Remine, which all of you have access to. And then there's the main database that most people use, which is Matrix. So this subscription would allow you to also access to Rapatoni. You also would get access to Proxio Premier Agent, which would put you higher up in the searches for realtors and around the world through Proxio, along with other perks. It gives you access to RealDex and 1 free NAR designation class through that subscription year. Last year, we were very proud to tell you that we had I think it was about 10 or 12 designation courses, and your Miami trainers taught about 6 of them in total, trying to bring down the pricing. But here you would get one of those for free. Was it designation or certification is a way for you to learn a bit more, become specialized, etc. Just an example, I took ePro, which makes me a professional that's prepared to work on social media. You can do let's see, I'm ePro, I'm RPR certified. There's so many things that you can learn.
Are
and
you
there's
still doing the accredited buyers representative, the ABR?
If they do the accredited buyer, you'd have to look for it on the calendar, because I'm not a part of the education team that does that.
That's everything. Every single realtor in the entire planet should take that class. It really is amazing. It's all those answers that new agents or even some of us old agents forget. But it's everything about from setting up your appointments to how do you carry a client. It's everything. It's really, really good.
Omar asked very good questions. The database with all three MLSs is the same. This is more about you having an option. Remind is a little more sleek of view, a little more triggered through to property presentation. It's a modern MLS, while then you have Matrix, which is what people usually use. And then we have access to, if you wanted to that additional MLS, which is Rapatoni. And when asked, it's like when they ask you, well, what's your favorite phone? Well, the one I have, because that's the one that works for me. But to me, it's comparing maybe iPhone to Android. It's your choice, but the results are always the same because the data in all databases are the same. So it's a really great question. If you needed more information on the Platinum Plus, you could just visit the page. It's a click through if you're interested, and if there is click-throughs to here to explain and to take you to courses that explain what your subscription includes. With that said, the class today was about social media. So I'm going to bring you back to our page here. And I do want you to know that there is a page dedicated on the website. And all you have to do is start typing in social media and you'll see social media solutions. If you visit the Miami website, you can search for just about anything on that bar that has to do with real estate, and you may come up with something. We do offer you integral social media solutions. We offer you the 7 no-cost ways to get your footprint out there through Remind. There are some local infographics, right, that you can do from Florida Realtors, as well as use information that you have here under news. But I did want you to know that recordings of courses like this one and what you have access through like Agent 3000, which you get for free for you to be able to do some social media marketing, listing collage posts, etc. Along with a class like this one, if you're interested in social media, we have a series of 5 courses that start you with starting to get ready and what to do. So I'm going to take a minute now and ask you, there's several of you here on the call on Zoom. How many of you have already started your social media? Put yes, and who has not? And it just let us know. It doesn't matter either way. The series that we do offer for free through the association, we will be having one starting this month in Spanish, and there's one in English as well. The first part is the initial setup. The second course is what I'm giving you here. And of course, the third and fourth and fifth is about you posting, what to post, etc. The idea of branding, and I'm going to come in and give you some information. Social media at this moment in time is more relevant than ever for agents. And I'll explain to you as simply as I'm not in person at a London Foster office giving a class because we've started to work and communicate remotely more and more. I remember in the 80s or so when we would go to Epcot and you would make that phone call on that huge phone, or you would try to do, a visual contact. I don't know if any of you remember the first cameras that came out for you to conference in. They were a big deal and it was a whole setup. And now we do these kinds of calls instantly and all the time. So there's a convenience. And the importance of having social media is the effects that it has. It's a way for you to boost the caliber of your business, to let people know what it is that you're doing, the service that you provide, right? And you can do something on LinkedIn, you can create stories, you can make it fun, and you most definitely can let it reflect your personality. All of you as Miami members have access to Inman for free. To me, it's one of those benefits that you can't live without because it provides so much. I have now shared the link to this article so you can read it through. I also have another one here, which is to create a pillar of content. And I wanted to stress that before you get started and you do your branding, you need to decide what area you're going to be working in, who you want to attract, etc. And that can help you write a pillar of content, or at least an idea of what you would want to do. So I'll share this with all of you as well. Okay, so here are 2 great articles. And now for my little presentation. Today's activities are going to entail a couple of things. I'm going to show you first how to find your audience, how to boost your reputation, and where to go to get reviews and stuff. I'm going to provide you a social media guideline through Elevate. I'm going to talk to you about pulling trade reports from RPR from the commercial segment. So if you know the neighborhood or the zip code or the city that you're interested in working in, you may want to know what the community is made up of so that your marketing efforts, whether they're social media or they're print or wherever you choose to use, have to do with who you're trying to work with, attract, and maintain contact with. This is a business about people, for people, with people, and where people are going to live. Even if you do commercial, it's about where the business will actually live and thrive. So knowing who is in the vicinity and area that you're interested in working in is crucial. And this RPR trade report really can help you get what you need. How many of you, some of you didn't answer yes or no, some of you did. How many of you at least have Facebook? Put Facebook in the chat. All righty, I'm glad that. Thank you so much for answering. All righty. Anybody is an Instagrammer? Do you have Instagrammer as well? Instagram, LinkedIn only. And I get that. So it depends who you're trying to attract. When I go over to the Elevate Social Media 101, we'll discuss that a little further. I want to talk a little bit about what happens when we're working on social media and when we're working with our customers. Before someone needed to buy a home, they would search for a realtor and the realtor would walk them through the effort. Right now, their access and the stimulus to buy, sell, rent is so readily available, right? That zero moment of truth where it becomes crucial to be a part of what's happening. You can do that. You can be a part of where they get and obtain the information by being on social media, by having a website, etc., and being part of that first moment of truth. So the zero moment of truth is that moment when they start deciding to do research. You want to be a part of that, and you can do so by being available on social media. The first moment of truth is the interaction, and then the second moment of truth when it comes to real estate is getting it done, the keys, whether it's the exchange. Your customers and the reach. 93% of buyers use the internet to search for a home, meaning that you need to be where they're searching. 44% of buyers looked online as their first step. How many of you do that for just about everything? You use the internet for everything. How many of you, I need to find a place to eat, I need to go get a massage, how many of you immediately radiate to the phone, start Googling, Bing, searching, etc.? So your customer is also a consumer. Guess what? They do the same thing. So social media and building your business is a key and essential part. 52% of buyers found their home on the internet. And sometimes they find the home before they find the realtor. But what you want to be is readily available when they're searching, right? So social media for your business. In a recent survey, realtors say social media is the best tool for generating high quality leads. 29% comes from brokerage websites, 32% from MLS sites, 47% from social media. Who are you? Who are you on social media? What would you like to be? Who would you like to be? And can they find you? And I invite you to contact and to create an online audit for yourself. What does that mean? On the computer, open up and do a search. I'm going to do Connie Nieto, real estate instructor. Now, I have been at this for 8 years, right? And of course, I have a profile. One of these is for free, right? So you have a Connie real estate instructor. You would put it with your central office location or the office that you go to London Foster. You would put in your hours of operation. And yes, it says 24 hours. And guess what? How many of you are available 24 hours? The truth is that you really are, because what? The phone. Notice here that when I do my audit, most of that first page has to do with me. There are images, there are my profiles, there are my websites, my LinkedIn, my Proxio showcase, which is free, my Miami Realtor trainer page, my LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, right? There's some translations of my site. There's Proxio information here, right? And I'm going to go on to page 2, right? There's some Remind Pro info, Gold Coast, who would have known? But at least, and here's my colleague, I love when those things come up, right? And if I click on images, because I'm nosy like that, I need to make sure that at least some of them are what? Me. And this is my showcase, by the way. This is free. This is a free site that you get. Not a complete site, but things that you get. How many of you like this? And here's my boss, Deborah, et cetera. So I'm a part of the in-depth tech series. We did that. So I want you to do this. The goal here. Now I'm going to type in, of course, I'm not the only real estate instructor, but I will tell you that a couple of years ago, Robert and I were very high on this, and I'm hoping, but now they have so many ads on the very top, right? And people have started, now these are companies that are coming up on the top. All right. But you can start searching for yourself. So one of the goals that I put for myself is that I need to start doing what? Making sure that I make a fuss over when I do my postings to start hashtagging real estate instructor, right? Because I stopped doing that and I can see it here when I do my audit. Now, again, I'm going to come in and put Connie Nieto because that's what I've titled myself in social media. And one, of course, the first things that come up is my Google business page. And this is what all of you should be doing. If you come into here and you don't see yourself, the goal is to post and to mark the World Wide Web as many times as you possibly can, and to make sure to do it in a scheduled way. So this was the audit. The next thing I want to talk to you about, and this is branding, it's all about branding. I'm very stuck on a picture that I have. And so people say, Connie, but your hair is never straight. Yes, but guess what? That's one of the first pictures I posted of myself. I still sort of look like that. It is 5 years old. But it's important because people always see that. So it's a key element, and the association uses that photo. And that's part of my branding already. They use that photo. So in the next couple of years, I'm going to probably have to change it. But guess what? When I do change it, I'm going to have to make a correlation. Here's Connie in time, and you can make some fun of yourself. Who's your customer? Who can you sell real estate to? Everyone? We wish you can, but you really can't, right? Start by focusing on a specific market segment, analyze the characteristics of the area, and consider your own interest and experience to find an audience. And here I'm going to stop a second, and I'm going to come to this social media marketing 101, and I'm going to share this with you. Memo, if this doesn't work out to share, I'm going to send it to you. Will you share it to everyone later? And Memo's gone.
Absolutely. No, I'm here. I'm just muted. Absolutely. If the link will be on here. And again, Connie, we're recording this. So any link that you add, Daniel will be able to add it to the page.
This is a file, so I might send it to you a little later because I really want you to have it and be able to share it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, you can send it to me, memo@londonfoster.com, and copy Daniel at daniel@londonfoster.com.
And one of the things I want to talk to, thank you so much. One of the things I want to share is that this is a guide. So how many of you are weary of social media, or you post it, but you're not sure, or you're not knowing what to do? Is there value? What should your content be? So 4 to 5 US home buyers, used an online resource. 90% of millennials, which is the largest group of buyers that are currently coming to us, are on social media. 78% of Gen Xers, 48% of baby boomers. So where should you be? Where your buying pool is, right? Someone's raising their hand. You can send the question through the chat. I'd love to answer. Americans spend an average of 3 hours per day on social media. How many of you spend more? Anyone? I'm going to take a minute and say hi. I didn't wear my cape today, but I want you to see me. Do you see me?
Yes.
Can you see me? Okay. What I want you to see is I'm sitting here in an office space, and in one of our offices, and guess what I have next to me? So how many of you also have your device next to you? And how many of you, even though you're here, continuously tap it, look at it, etc.? So yes, we spend a considerable amount of time, right, on it. So if we spend it for leisure or to look, why shouldn't we spend some time for our business? So you should allocate some time. The next thing I want to show you here is you can read the tips. I like to show this. This is, to me, is an idea. The best time of day to post on Facebook is Wednesdays from 11 to 2. The worst day is on Sunday, because that's usually downtime, family time, getting ready for the week time. It doesn't matter what business you're in. And then the safest time is Tuesday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Isn't this like a little gem? It talks to you here about Twitter. It talks to you, right, about creating video, Instagram, okay, and LinkedIn. So there are certain days that are best. There are worse days, and they tend to all be Sunday. Did you notice? Except for YouTube. And then safe times. Safe times means they're still adequate enough. Now, I always like to laugh and see that YouTube and Twitter are Monday because people go to Twitter for news, but all of their social channels, Monday's not it. So here I'm going to share something with you that has nothing to do with a class. People ask me when they're getting started and they're working on their branding, how can I schedule myself? And I'm going to give you what I've seen. Mondays is about news, right? So share a news article, what's happening in the business, what's happening in your area, what's happening in real estate, what are happening to interest rates, share something that has to do with the economy that affects our business. Why? Internationally, whatever it is that you're focusing on, share it. On Tuesdays, I love to talk international. We are in South Florida. How many of you come from somewhere else or are descendants from someone from somewhere else? My mom is Chilean, my father was Cuban, right? I am a mutt and a local. I am a foodie that likes from our Jamaican to Thai to you name it. Even if my stomach is a mess, I'll take something with it, but I need to try. Look at that, how cute. Look, it looks so appetizing. We are in an area that attracts people from around the world, and our food is a reflection of it. Yes or no? So how many of you come from somewhere else? You're not letting me know. Memito, you and I were laughing about this the other day, right?
Why? What was it? What was it?
Remember that we were saying this is inappropriate, maybe I shouldn't.
Then you leave it out.
But we were talking
When
about
in doubt.
where you come from and how maybe that makes you not have to worry about COVID. Do you remember?
Oh my God, yes. No, because I have a aunt that was teasing me because I've been tested like 35 times. And she's like, and every time it's negative to the doctor. And I said, yeah. And so she said to me, no, I think that's the tira flecha blood that you have, that you're never going to get COVID. You're immune.
I love it. So you see, Nieto,
Connie, I just want to reiterate something. Everything that you're showing us, you're going to be, this is in that file that you gave us.
I'm going to be sending you this file here, and
Beautiful.
I'll send you the links for the 2 Inman articles that I liked. And anything else that I provide or links, I'm going to try to email you so you can send it out to everyone. Is that fair enough? Ay, de España, de qué parte? De España, bendita tierra.
For your training, and that way it'll all be there. Excellent.
Okay,
Thank you.
so one of the things that I like to share with you is that, so Tuesdays, I like to call it International Day. News is heavy. Tuesdays can be something lighter. It can be something about decor, art. There's so many things always going on here that you can share. Wednesday, I like to talk about the property and what adds value to it. Whether you talk about the color of the year and what's in style, whether it's purple, orange, or whatever it's happening, or a new shade of gray. I always share Pantone populates and says, what's the color of the year? And then you'll have all kinds of paint companies like Benjamin Moore, et cetera, bring out the color of the year. Share that. What adds value to a home? Curbside appeal, something as easy as, it doesn't have to be a complicated, complex garden. It could be just, making it neat and organized. The fact that we live so fast paced, do we really have time to take care of all this stuff? If you're a condo liver and you live in that area, do you have a green area? Do you have a spot? What makes your condo attractive? So I'll probably keeping it up to date, maintaining it. So things like that. So Wednesdays could be about that. Thursdays, what to do on the weekend. When we sell South Florida, no matter where you're selling real estate, you're selling a lifestyle. So whether it's something to do on the beach or the fact that you can sit outside and have a magnificent sunset or sunrise, or that here throughout 365 days of the year, even if it's little rain, you can actually stand or be outside and have, you know, a nice meal, a delicious drink, and enjoy yourself. Our weather permits it. So you could talk about weather. Friday, I always talk about what are you going to be doing with real estate, with regards to real estate on the weekend. Like it's Fridays come, I can't wait. You know, I'm going to have a showing. I'm getting ready to do this. I'm working an open house with my colleague, anything like that. So you are continuously posting, providing information, giving insight to who you are and the service that you can provide. But also tell us why you like South Florida. Are you here because you're trapped, or are you here because you choose to be? So start from there, stem from yourself. Most of us have things in common. Don't you like to eat? Don't you like to go out? Don't you? So these are things that will help you with your social media. I hope you're at least taking something with you, or at least getting an idea of what you could do. Here are best practices. This is one of my favorites. Aim for 2 to 3 posts per week. 70% of users log 6 to 10 times per day on Facebook. LinkedIn, 2 to 3 posts, right? Remember, it's your online resume. So if you rent, if you sell, if you list, you need to immediately post it on LinkedIn and let everyone know. Twitter, 2 to 3 posts per week. YouTube has 1 billion users. So you need to lose the fear of video. And then Instagram. To me, Instagram is the easiest and it is the most effective. People don't like to say that, but it really is, because your growth on Instagram can be great. Now, I'm going to share this all with you, just like I'm going to share the Inman articles, right? And then the next thing is to find your audience. Now, I can't tell you who you want your audience to be. I'm just an instructor at the association, and I'm going to take a minute and turn on my video again. And I want to relay that to you. I am a tech trainer that can provide you ideas and information on what you could do, but you are all individuals with your very own business, and you belong to London Foster. So besides the branding of just you, you have the backup of the London Foster branding. I'm sure that they provide you marketing collateral. I've seen it, right?
Absolutely. It's under londonfoster.net under marketing.
So Memo, with that said, I am sure that there are items there that they could use to post to get ideas for presentation.
There's almost 100 items between the logos, the social media posts, the videos that Daniel creates. There is tons of content there that you guys can brand for yourself. I always tell people that the best way of branding yourself on social media for me is, what are you doing? In other words, are you showing a house in Coral Gables? You don't have to do a 3-minute video, a 10-second video that says, hey guys, it's Memo Valverde, your South Florida realtor. I'm in Coral Gables about to show a 6-bedroom mansion. If you're interested, click on the link below. You add the London Foster logo in the front, you add your business card in the back, you do it on Splice, you just created original content, 20 seconds, done.
And by the way, anything a minute or less will drive social media crazy. Reels are a hot thing right now. That you can have up to 3 minutes for. You can put these live. The first video is the most difficult one to do. And once you break the ice, you're going to slowly change. And I can tell you, because I myself suffer with this camera thing, because you're like, do I look okay? Do I look too bad? All the, little girl issues. But besides that, it's like, am I relaying what I need? I'm going to say this in Spanish. Yo hago muchas muecas all the time, right? And then what happens is, like, am I distracting or are people looking? So don't worry about that, because there'll be someone that you will attract, right? Because of your personality. Let go and do it. Like Memo said, 20 seconds and you did the first one, moving right along. And then the next ones will flow.
And they say that it takes up to 21 times for somebody to actually start paying attention to you. So if you're posting one a month, that means it's going to take 2 years for that person to pay attention to you. If you're posting 3 a day, guess what? In a week, they're going to go, what in the world is Connie talking about? What in the world is Memo going? I see Memo all the time. What is it he does again? I always tell this
And
story and it's a
you
joke,
just-
but it's true. I have friends that I've known for 30, 40 years, and they say to me, what do you do for a living? They have no idea. And you
'Cause
guys
you're-
know how much I advertise. And it's just
'cause
simply
you're
that
only-
people don't
'cause you're
care.
only 41, right?
Yeah.
You're only
Que
41.
Dios te bendiga. 41 since I launched my first album. Yeah.
Alrighty, so the task here is to find your audience. I cannot talk all this talk without giving you something where you can start to see who it is that you're going to work with. When you log into the association's homepage, I hope all of you have access to RPR. But what I want to talk to you today about is you click into the gateway, you come to the gateway dashboard, click to RPR. Now, we offer a commercial RPR class, and we really say that everyone in the business should take the commercial RPR class. You do not have to be a commercial realtor to have access to commercial RPR. It is just a toggle once you log into RPR. And what I want you to see here is, you could look for a whole bunch of information, but someone send me a zip code of an area that they're interested in. The first one that sends is the one I'll do. And what we're gonna do is, excellent. So 33139, right? And it's Miami Beach. Okay. And I have all this info of what's happening or whatever. Fine, but what I want to do is create a report. So I came into the system, I toggled from residential to commercial, super difficult, right? I put in my area, you could have put in a neighborhood, etc. I come to create report, and it's going to automatically ask you to create your trade area report. Now, I consider this insight for the realtor to know who his target audience is. Why is that so important? Because if we know who we're trying to sell and work with, it just makes life a little easier, right? Since the second one was provided and this thing takes 3 minutes, I'm going to come up and also do another one as well. I'll do the other zip code. So Anna doesn't feel left out since she shared. Right, we'll come and we'll do a trade area report. Right, this other one is taking 2 minutes to be created. You could personalize it, etc. But to me, this one's really for you, and you run it. What I love about this feature and the trade area report is the insight. Some of it you may know. Now, why did I say take the RPR commercial class? Because any of you resi-mercial, where you do a little residential, a little commercial? Any of you would like to know about traffic counts, etc. in an area? Well, you need to take the RPR commercial class. Most of us will probably want to know who's stepping, who's driving, etc. And it's a way to know. We'll hope here that this works with me so I can show you La Maravilla, que es a trade report for an area. Have you used these, Mamo, before? And I'm asking you with sincerity because
Yes, of course.
I'm RPR certified, stumbled upon this when obtaining my certification because I normally don't focus on the commercial part.
Yeah, I've done it because first of all, I took the RPR class. And second of all, it's because we were actually looking at this kind of stuff for the office.
I love this where you open something up and I put Miami Beach, the 33139, who it says London Foster, so I'm not sure who that was. Oh, it's you, Memo. And I want you to see the median household income. The median age is incredibly young. All of that because I'm 40 plus. Population here, right? The dominant segment, percent of the households, right? Trendsetters, so we have metro renters, social security set, trendsetters, Emerald City, and urban chic. Principal urban centers, metro cities, etc. It explains to you. Look at this. Single, 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 married couple. Average household, 1 y un gato, 2, almost 2.3. Median age, those mentor renters, they're young. Social Security set, 44.2 years old. So look at the information this provides you. But I always like more. I'm like, that's not enough. I want to understand. So here it tells you that these metro renters are residents in a highly mobile and educated metro area, market live alone or with a roommate in an older apartment building and condo, located in an urban core of the city. It talks about the neighborhoods they like, the market profile, the social economic traits, and they make up 36.2% of the people in 33139. Wouldn't this help you? They shop for clothes at Banana Republic, The Gap, and Nordstrom. They use a tablet for reading newspapers and magazines. Their favorite websites. And isn't this what we're learning today? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. They own a Mac and use it for reading, writing blogs, accessing dating sites, watching TV programs and movies. So it's everything to them, right? Shop at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods for groceries, partial to organic foods, enjoy wine bars and restaurants, where I think I need to make friends with a metro renter. Social Security SAT is 16.1% of the segment, number 2 in the area. And this is an overview of who they are. They are age 65 or older, depending on low fixed incomes, right? They have here their social economic traits and their market profile. They don't eat out often, but KFC and McDonald's is their restaurant. I'd have to wonder. And then you have trendsetters. 10% are in this area, right? And I always like to look for things like they use their Mac, they're on Facebook and Twitter, they record their experiences. So look at all the information that you're getting for just this one little report. And then you have Emerald City, liberal segment that contributes to NPR and PBS, shops at Trader Joe's, budget time, utilize home cleaning services. So there's time for yoga. They're telling you that this segment makes time, gets help to do what? To make time, to make sure that they're taking care of themselves. Reads magazines and books, goes to art galleries, right? And makes art at home. And then you have the urban chic. So do you like this report? So you wanted to know what your area was about. And here I gave you the ability to see it quick. Now I'm curious to see, right, what this other report that we ran brings up. And it does bring up an international marketplace. That's the largest. So this is 33133, Anna, for you, McMillan, right? And here you have, and just to show you, densely urban, part of large metropolitan areas. This is what this international marketplace segment is about, right? And then it'll tell you use of the internet to visit Spanish language websites, chat rooms, access social media sites, movies. So it tells you so much about them. It tells you about their traits too. So isn't this a key element to knowing your area? I hope all of you consider doing this. And that was part of what I wanted to make sure that when you were working on your branding, you know the area you want to work with. Now, Memo, you can tell me better. Realtors that are successful tend to work 5 to 10 miles from their home. You are not going to be in the heart of Miami Beach selling Weston.
Well, absolutely. It's a combination of things. First of all, it has to do with product knowledge. It's not the same when you walk around your neighborhood and when you know the bars and the restaurants and the cafes and where to go get the best deli meat and where to get the best latte. It's a very different experience than when you're, just saying, oh, I want to sell in Coco Plum. Listen, I want to sell in Coco Plum. I want to sell $20 million homes, but I am not in that network. I am not friends with neighbors that live there. So obviously it's a product Second of all, it has to do with availability. I tell this to people all the time. Everyone wants to sell Orlando. It's the hottest market right now. Everyone wants to sell to Orlando. You are better off referring that client to an Orlando agent who that is their local market. Because you know what? Clients don't understand. Listen, I'm 3.5 hours away from Orlando. No, I want to see it now. And when you let the client down, you let him down. If my client calls me right now and says, Memo, can you get me into the Mondrian? I'm like, sure. And I'm throwing on my flip-flops and I'm running out to the Mondrian. Why? Because it's right next door. If somebody asks me, hey, can you show me an apartment in Pinecrest at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm gonna probably tell them, listen, it's more gonna be like 7 because of traffic from Miami to Kendall at this time. I hate to break the news to you, I'm gonna be stuck in traffic for 3 hours. That's another part of it. And last but not least, I always tell people this about branding. Clients stalk you. Clients look you up. Clients want to find out what you're doing. Remember, this is their life savings. They've earned this money over the last 10, 15, 20 years, and they're entrusting you with it. So they want to know that you're copacetic. They don't want to see you drinking. They don't want to see your bikini top. They don't want to see you passed out on the floor. They want to see you working. And when a client sees, oh, Memo's in South Beach. Oh, Memo knows this area. Memo knows this restaurant. Memo just sold here. Memo just closed here. That helps build your brand in that local area.
And I agree that they do stalk. So you have to remember that anything and everything that you do online can be found. And people tend to forget that. I, who grew up in an age that social media was not a part of what we were doing, all you had to was a little notes that you would write.
Thank God.
Your abuelita.
Thank God.
Sí, mi amigo. Gracias.
Thank God.
You're the only thing they would tell you is never write what you don't want someone else to see. This is 100% true about being online. One of the first things that I want you to start with, if you haven't started, and some of you said you had some social media, is please, all of you, make sure that you have your realtor.com free profile. By the way, if you connect that to your license and your NRDS number, it will even reflect rentals now. So everything and anything that you do regarding real estate that is marked through the multiple listing service will come up there. It is a free site, and in the United States, it is the most widely used website for people searching for a realtor. It is the R for realtor. So all of you should have your realtor.com. And I am going to take a minute, and I'm not going to ask who doesn't have it. And I was going to embarrass Memo, but I'm not.
No, go for it.
I am not a realtor, but I want you to know that you can come to realtor.com, right? And this is where you want to go. Find a realtor. You're going to search for yourself with your name as it appears on your license, right? So Guillermo, can I bother you? Is it like that? Memo? And then, oops, I can't. I guess it's not. I'm going to show you here. You could put in a zip code, but you would put your agent name. And what you're going to want to do here is claim your profile.
Connie, look under Memo. I think it's under Memo Valverde.
Valverde, that's right, right?
Mm-hmm. There we go. Look at that handsome face.
Oh, I know him.
Ain't nobody changing that picture. I don't care. I'm gonna be 90 using that picture.
That's my problem with mine. So I'm the worst person. I always say,
my hair's never looked that nice. My chin's never looked so lean. That picture's staying.
Oh, I love you for that. I want you to see, and I didn't know, I hadn't looked before. That's why I knew that I could pick on him. You all need to have your information here, your branding, your phone number, everything, because this shows your credentials and you are a realtor or a realtor associate. So I want you to be sure to be on here. This is for free. And the benefits are immense because you can link all of your social media here and you can put everything in one place. And this can be a part of your presentation when working with a buyer or a seller. I am a realtor. I'm not just an agent or I work in real estate. I belong to an association and that gives me XYZ and here I am for you.
Connie, real quick question, because I already see something wrong with it. Why? I guess I have to work on that, but I only have my Facebook there. Why is it my Instagram,
You need to go
Twitter?
into your profile. And
Okay.
here's my suggestion to you.
Uh-huh. 'Cause I
Whenever
have it
you
everywhere.
whenever you
Surprise.
create any of these things, you need to then decide once a year, like when you do your taxes or when the new year starts and your New Year's resolutions list should include visiting all social media sites that you've created and updating anything and everything from the photo to the logo to if it says, offering 20 years in the business, changing it to 21. So once a year, you should put a calendar reminder for yourself to come in and update all of your profiles. Got it? So yeah, Memo, you'd have to go back in, okay? Thank you for letting me pick on you because I don't have one of these. I need you, if you come in and it's your first time, you're gonna see your name and there'll be a button that says claim the profile. Click and follow it through. It takes about 10-15 minutes, but you'll be done and you'll have your site ready. And then you come back in every time that you need to add or update. And then my suggestion of once a year, where you should be really updating all of your sites. Alrighty, and then I am gonna come back and before letting you go, because you need to boost your reputation online, and that's what our next course is about. So this is the second course. So if you see a third one at the association, be sure to take it because we walk through how you can boost, etc. But before I let you go, I want to give you some insight. You also are a Florida Realtor member and you're a Miami Realtor. And through Florida Realtors, you have access to infographics. But I saw this today and I wanted to share it with you. COVID migration, who's moving to Florida and why? And it is an explanation of what's happening. Migration to Florida is an old story, yet, right? There's a consistency and there's a flux of people that are coming here. And you need to know that. So here is a wonderful article, right? Top 10 heading to Florida. Okay. I always say that we're a beacon of light at the end of the United States on the east side. And for some reason, I like to think that we mesh well here. I don't know if it's because we freely eat everybody's food and we enjoy the company and we will drink a wine or have a margarita or have a mojito. It doesn't matter. There's something about the air here. Maybe it's because I was born and raised here that makes me very proud to say that we welcome. And we also take you in. So if you come in, you have to be willing to be like us and share. So to me, it's exciting to see this. I always like to leave you with some information. And this one just triggered something in me. So I'm sharing it with you that if you're in the industry, there's work because there's a migration happening, whether it's through COVID, there's always a reason for people to come here. And I will share this as well. Okay. And with that, I hope I talked to you about your branding. I hope I let you know what it is that you need to do to get started. I try to provide you a way for you to see why you should be on social media. And I will tell you this, Memo is right. People will stalk you and look into you. And if they don't find you where they're looking, then do you really exist? And that's why social media is so vital. You need to be a part of where they're looking. Because if you only have LinkedIn or only have Facebook, what if they're an Instagram user? Or what if they use YouTube and you aren't there? So the idea here is to do a running list and slowly. Today you tackle one, the next day you can tackle the other, and then also make it fun. Share why you live here. What's your interest in South Florida? Why do you find it divine? And then that will make it personable and easy for you to work on. Because if it's something you believe in, right, then it just becomes a part of your daily routine. And with that, thank you, Memo. I hope I helped. I hope I provided information.
Awesome. Bear with me just one second. I'm two places at the same time. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Guys, I want to join in and Ms. Connie, obviously send me all those links via email. I want everyone to write it in the chat. Thank Ms. Connie for doing this for us. Connie, it's always a pleasure. We are so grateful. We know that your time is very valuable and that It's a huge perk for London Foster to get trainings, and we get this so often from you, and we're just so grateful. I think we got a lot of really good ideas and a good task. And like I said, next month we have another one. I didn't even look it up yet.
Please confirm with Lisa because she hasn't sent me my calendar invite.
I'm gonna do it right away. Pero I want to thank everybody for coming in, guys. Just a reminder, this will be shared on our London Foster page. Connie, maybe if you can like unshare so I can share it real quick and just show it to them.
I want to say goodbye already.
Okay,
and I'll be here listening. But yes, I'll stop sharing. Go ahead.
Thank you. So guys, just a reminder, this is all available on the londonfoster.net page under education. Just scroll all the way to the bottom. It'll be there in a week. Last week's training, which was amazing on Facebook and IG, Daniel has already posted it, and you're going to be able to look that up in education and just go ahead and check the calendar often. Make sure, oops, this computer is out of control. Here we go. Make sure that you're following up on this, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming in. For those of you that do not know, we have a 1844 number. This number is our toll-free hotline for London Foster. Whenever you have a question, a doubt, you need something, whether it be in here, whether it be for your deal, for marketing, for education, something about vendors, office manager, anything about recruiting, anything about anything, you can always find the answer on the help desk. You can also call right away. And for those of you that have not used the help desk, it's just an amazing tool. It's a Q&A. If you ask, hey, listen, how do I make a deposit for my commission? It actually gives you the whole written explanation. It actually sends you to where you can go and watch a video. So it is very, very extensive. It goes on forever and ever and in a loop. So you'll be able to watch it as many times as you like and go and get all the answers you want. But again, that is available on 1844 London F. And then I also want to remind those agents that are not in the London Foster professional chat. Guys, what a great source for info, camaraderie. It is a great place to find out what's going on, ask questions about a contract, ask questions about your client. It's not a place to complain. It's not a place to be negative. It's not a place to share your political views or to talk about vendors, good or bad. It's not a place to ask for it's a place to talk about real estate. So it's just a really good way. Read these rules, join in. It's just an amazing resource for us agents. And I think a lot of people will reiterate that when they share their experiences in that chat, it's just amazing. There's a lot of really experienced professional agents that are willing to take the time and share their knowledge with you. And so it's just a great resource for asking questions. Again, Miss Connie, I thank you with all my heart. I thank everybody. I see Miss Jessica Sforza's there, Elliot, some of our newer agents are here. Some of our classics like Enrique is here. I thank you guys, Marco Scotti. I thank you guys for coming. And with that said, I'm going to sign off and I wish everybody a really productive week. The best of the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Memo. Besitos, abrazo, and glad to have been a part of today.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And I'll make sure to touch base with Lisa.